Okay, so class, in the previous lecture we have seen the experimental facts and a short discussion of classical explanation given by Dulong and Petit regarding specific heat capacity of solids or crystal, you can say, and it fails to explain the behavior of CV with respect to temperature in the lower temperature ranges. Okay, so now a new theory was given by Einstein, and he said that this is quantum explanation. So here we will make use of a quantum theory, and according to quantum theory as given by Planck's, and he said that the energy of the photon E, this is equal to h nu. So we will make use of same kind of the theory given by Planck's for photon here. Okay, and he said that the atoms are not coupled, independent. These are independent. Second one, these are three-dimensional harmonic oscillator, and the third thing is, okay, so independent mean they are not coupled. It was the assumption. These are the assumptions, class. These are the assumptions which were made by Einstein. Okay, the next one is the energy of this three-dimensional harmonic oscillator. This is quantized. Energy is quantized. This is quantized. So energy quantized mean to say this three-dimensional harmonic oscillator, which in the earlier theory, classical theory, was a classical harmonic oscillator. Now this is a atom. Atom is a quantum oscillator. Okay, class. So quantum oscillator mean to say the energy of the oscillator is equal to h nu. Okay, class. And this energy is the energy of, this is the quanta of lattice vibrational energy. Lattice vibrational energy, and this quanta is termed as phonon. Okay, class, and we have discussed in short in the previous lecture. Okay, class, so this is the energy, and he took idea of this thing, and quantum mechanically later on it was suggested that the energy of the oscillator is not equal to h nu. Okay, if you see the quantum mechanical treatment of the particles in quantum world, then the energy, it is found to be n plus half h nu. Okay, class, so this is the energy of quantum harmonic oscillator. Okay, class. One more thing here, you will see that we have only one frequency here, nu. So he said that Einstein assumed that the whole crystal, or you can say all atoms in the crystal, which are independent but they are vibrating in the same mode. Okay, so again it was a mistake, but his assumption was that whole crystal is vibrate. I will write whole crystal vibrate in a single mode, in a single mode. But in lattice vibration, I have told you that there are different arrangement along different directions in the crystal, so the mode of vibration should be different. So this is again a wrong assumption, and you will see in the theory that there will be some kind of failure in the next discussion. So these are the assumptions made by Einstein. Okay class, and very clearly you can see that what are the weakness, what will be the weakness of quantum explanation. Okay, these are independent, this is one of the drawback. Third one, that the whole crystal is vibrating in a single mode, that is also one of the drawback. Okay class, so we are discussing the quantum explanation given by Einstein here. Now we will come to theory. We have seen the assumptions in a broad way, so here we will discuss the theory part. Okay, so here what I am assuming that crystal is made up of n atoms. Okay class, n atoms are there, and you know, as we have seen in the assumption, one atom is having 3 dimension to oscillate. So the total number of 3 dimension for one atom. Okay class, so for the whole crystal we have 3n dimension. Okay class, because n atoms are there in the crystal, so I can assume that 3n atoms, 3n linear harmonic oscillator, 3n linear harmonic oscillators is equal to the crystal. So class, what we will do now, the idea is clear in your mind. We will find the energy corresponding to one dimension, and then we will multiply it by 3n to get the energy of the whole crystal. Okay class, so here I am starting with the energy of one atom, and the atom here is quantum harmonic oscillator in one dimension. You have done this topic in quantum mechanics. This energy, I am writing it like this, and this energy is equal to n plus half into h nu. So this is the energy. Okay, and this is quantum harmonic oscillator, so its energy spectrum is not continuous, this is discrete. So now we will find the number of particles. You will see that here the quanta of lattice vibration, that is phonon. Okay class, and this particle, the idea of this particle is taken from Planck's theory. I am writing it here from Planck's theory. He said that the energy of the packet of energy is h nu. Okay, and this is called photon, and photon are identical. These particles are identical. Okay, and the energy is quantized. So the distribution is given by Bose-Einstein's distribution, Bose-Einstein's distribution which you have done in 4th sem. Okay class. So as per this distribution, the number of particles which are number of particles, and these particles are identical. Vibrating at temperature T in energy range E and E plus dE. This is directly proportional to exponential minus E by kT. So class, these phonons are also identical particle. Okay, and they were assumed like photons in this theory. Okay, so photon is a bosonic particle. So same here assumed was that the phonon is also a bosonic particle. So it will follow Bose-Einstein's distribution, and that is the number of particles are identical here, and that is phonon. Okay, vibrating at temperature T in this energy range are directly proportional to this. So we will make use of this formula to find out the number of particles and their energy. So class, we have seen that the number of particles, let I write it like this, this is directly proportional to exponential minus the energy of the particle divided by kBT or kT simply. So what is K? This is Boltzmann constant, T is the temperature, and E is the energy of the oscillator. So if you want to find out the energy, average energy of one dimensional oscillator, I will write quantum oscillator, and which is oscillator here? The atom which is inside the crystal, that is given by the average energy E. This is equal to the energy of all particle 0 to n, and here we have En into exponential, and here minus En by kT. Okay, so this is the total energy. This is the energy of one particle, and this is corresponding to the number of particles. So this is the energy of the whole particles present in the crystal. Okay, divided by the number. Okay, so this is how you will find the average. Okay, as you find average distance. Okay, so this is the same kind of formula, total energy divided by the number of particles. Okay, so here you have n equal to 0 to infinity, and then exponential here, and then minus En divided by kT. So class, you see here we have quantum particle, so the energy is not continuous. In the classical explanation there was integration here, so this is the difference. So this assumption will give rise to different result. Okay class, so here if we explain it, if we put the value of En, and the value of En we have taken, that is n plus half into h nu. Okay class, now you put this value here and you will find the average energy. The average energy will be equal to summation n equal to 0 to infinity. Okay, here En, this is n plus half h nu. Okay, this is energy class, this is the value of En, and then you have exponential, then minus, you will take the value here also. Okay, this is the bracket, and then you have minus n plus half h nu bracket close divided by what? Kt. This is Kt. Now this is the part in numerator. You will write now denominator, and it is summation n equal to 0 to infinity, and then here you have exponential negative sign energy, and this is n plus half into h nu. Okay class, and then divided by Kt. This is Kt. So this is the thing class. Here now we will open this summation and we see what kind of series will be formed in numerator and denominator. Class, we are here. This is the average energy. I have rubbed the upper surface, and here you will get the average energy. This is equal to, I am going to open this series, and it will be, if you put n equal to 0, you will see it will give you h nu by 2. Okay, so the first factor here will be h nu by 2. Okay class. Okay, so this is the thing. Now we put the value here. We put, so class, this is, if you put n equal to 0, you will get this thing, and then you have exponential here, and you have minus h nu by 2 Kt. Okay, then okay class, so this is for n equal to 0, and if you put it for n equal to 1, then you will get next term. Okay class, the next term will be plus, you put here 1, it will be 3 by 2 h nu. Okay, so here I am writing 3 h nu by 2, and then exponential minus, it will be minus 3 by 2 h nu by Kt. So I am writing it here, this is 3 h nu by 2 Kt. Okay class, so the next term you can assume that it will be 5 h nu by 2 exponential minus 5 h nu by 2 Kt. So you can write the next term and the next term in the series. So here you will divide it by this thing, and here you will get exponential, you will put here n equal to 0. So here you will get exponential, the first term will be exponential minus n equal to 0 h nu by 2 and Kt. So h nu by 2 Kt bracket close, then plus, next n equal to 1. Okay, so n equal to 1, it will become 3 by 2. So here you will get exponential minus 3 h nu by 2 Kt bracket close, and then the next term you will see that exponential minus 5 h nu by 2 Kt. So this is how you can open this summation, and to make it simple you can assume that this h nu by Kt, this is equal to x. So If you assume like this, then you need not to write this factor again and again, and the expression look like simple. So here I am assuming that put h nu by kt, this is equal to x. Okay class. So this expression will be here like the average energy, this is, and one more thing you can do, in the numerator you have h nu only, okay, and there is no kt in the denominator. So here will be a problem, and to resolve it I will take h nu common from all the factors. So I am taking h nu common in the numerator, and we are left with in the numerator here half only. So I am writing it here, this is half into exponential, I am writing it now it like this, e raised to power, then you have here h nu by 2 kt. So what is this factor? We have assumed this factor to be x, so I am writing it minus x by 2. So this is the thing. Okay class. So here come to this point, now I can write it, this is, we have taken h nu common here, and here you have 3 by 2. Okay, so now exponential minus 3 by 2 into x, this part is x. So the next term here will be 5 by 2 exponential minus 5 by 2 into x, and the next term will be 7 by 2 exponential minus 7 by 2x. Okay class. So this is how you can put the value of x here, and the denominator here, this is the denominator, this is e raised to power minus x by 2. Okay, e raised to power minus x by 2 plus e raised to power minus 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 x. Okay class. And the next term will be e raised to power minus 5 by 2 x. The next term you can think of it, it will be e raised to power minus 7 by 2x. Okay class. So this is how you can solve it. Now you need to think that if you have suppose log x, okay, and you differentiate it with respect to x, okay, what you will get? You will get 1 by x. Okay, and here also you see, if we take log of this and differentiate that, then the result will look like this. Okay class. Okay class. So this is the expansion. Now d by dx of log ex, it will be 1 by x. So if you see here, the upper term here, this is differentiation of this one. Okay class. So here you will see that if you differentiate d by dx of e raised to power minus x by 2, then you write it, it will be e raised to power minus x by 2 same, and then d by dx of minus x by 2. Okay class. And its solution will be this. Okay, you see here is the negative sign and here is the positive sign. So you have two choice, either you put negative sign before each term and take negative here also, and the second choice is you make h nu by kt, this is take it to be minus x, or you include minus sign here and put it equal to x. So I am making a change here. Okay class. So this is minus h nu by kt equal to x. So in the subsequent terms there will be a change, and here will be plus because this minus h nu by kt, this is x. Okay, so this is the simple change I am doing, otherwise I have to pull minus sign in every equation up to the last of the expression. So here I am making a simple change, and the change is I have taken here minus h nu by kt equal to x. This is the simple thing. So here the benefit of this is we need not to drag minus sign in each equation. Now see what we can write it. This is h nu, okay, and the numerator and denominator, it can be written in the form of d by dx of, here I am writing log e of e raised to power x by 2, okay, and this e raised to power 3 by 2 times of x, e raised to power 5 by 2 times of x, and then plus plus, and this is the thing, okay. So here we have done the simple calculations, okay class. So this is what the average energy of one. So class, here we have done calculation for the average energy of one dimensional quantum harmonic oscillator, okay class. Here you will see we will make some changes here also, and the average energy E, this will be equal to h nu into d by dx of this factor, and here you will see that we can take e raised to power x by 2 common from every factor, and then we are left with I am writing it log e, and then I am taking in this factor e raised to power x by 2 common here. So here will be 1, okay, and then from here you will see it will be e raised to power. So class, you see here, if you take e raised to power x by 2 common, then here will be 1, and here you will be having e raised to power x, okay, because it is 1.5 and this is 0.5, we have taken out of the bracket, and here it will be e raised to power 2x, then e raised to power 3x and plus, okay. So this will be the simple thing here, and you know, if we have log x y, you can write it log x plus log y. So I am doing here simple calculations. We have two factors, one is this factor and another is this factor which is in the bracket. So if you solve this thing, you will get h nu, okay, and then d by dx of log e into e raised to power x by 2 and then plus log e into this bracket, whole bracket, that is 1 plus e raised to power x plus e raised to power 2x plus e raised to power 3x, bracket close, and then this is the thing. Clear hai class? So here you can write it like this. Now see, if you have log e and e raised to power something, then you know log and anti-log, they will cancel and they will give you x, okay. So here you will see, here we have the base e and exponential is here, so they will cancel and you will get x by 2, okay. Then here you have h nu d by dx, I am taking now it like this, d by dx of this, And what is this? Log and anti-log cancel, and here you will get x by 2 only. Okay, and come here, then plus. Now we have taken differentiation of first factor, it will go with second factor also. So here you have d by dx of log, I am writing it like so that we do not get confused. So it is log e into this factor, that is 1 plus e raised to power x, e raised to power 2x, e raised to power 3x, and this is the expansion of a series, and you need to keep in mind that is 1 minus e raised to power x and its power minus 1, its expansion will be that equation, and the equation is 1 plus e raised to power x, e raised to power 2x, e raised to power 3x, and so on. So if we make use of this series, then I can write that this matter inside the bracket, this is equal to 1 plus e raised to power x raised to power minus 1. Okay, so here this is the thing. So class, here we have put the equation, and here is negative sign, here is the negative sign, and now we will solve it. We will solve it now, and you will get that the average energy, this is equal to, if you solve it, you will get half from here, so it will be h nu by 2. Okay, and then plus here you will get h nu into d by dx of this. Okay class, and here we have d by dx of, and here we will make use of one more property, that is e raised to power, this one can be written like minus log e x. Okay, so this is one of the adjustment we make here. Here you see negative sign is here, negative power is here, so you will take the negative before it, so I can write it here also, so I am writing it here. Okay, and then we have differentiation of log of 1 minus e raised to power x. Okay class, and in the previous section you have seen that how to differentiate this factor. Okay, it will be minus h nu. Okay, it will come in denominator, so here after differentiation we can write it like 1 minus e raised to power x. Clear? And then differentiation of this in the numerator, so differentiation of 1 with respect to x, that will be 0, and then you have minus and then e raised to power x. Okay, so this is the differentiation of this bracket. Okay class, so if you see it, minus minus will be plus, so I am adjusting this minus here and making it positive. Okay, and now I will take this e raised to power x in the denominator, then it will be h nu by 2, then plus, and here you have h nu into, here I am dividing this by e raised to power minus x. Okay, so it will give me 1. Okay, and then I have e raised to power minus x and then minus 1. So class, what I have done, I have multiplied basically here e raised to power minus x and e raised to power minus x. So it will give me the final result. So this is the energy of one-dimensional quantum harmonic oscillator inside the crystal. Okay. So class, this is what we have done for one-dimensional quantum harmonic oscillator present in the crystal of a solid. Now see, what is this x? This x we have taken, the x is equal to minus h nu by kt. Class, we have seen that we adjusted the negative sign. Here is negative, and if you put the value of minus x here, minus plus, so here will be h nu by kt. So the whole relation will look like that. The average energy, this is the average energy. Average energy is equal to h nu into, I am taking h nu common, this is half, and then plus, and here we have 1 divided by e raised to power h nu by kt minus 1. Okay, so this is the thing, this is the final result, and this result is for, you see, this is for one dimensional quantum harmonic oscillator. Okay class, so in the assumptions, and when we started the theory, I said that the crystal, if we assume it, the crystal is made up of n atoms. It is made up of n atoms, and atom is harmonic oscillator. So here one atom is having 3 dimensions available to vibrate. So we can assume that the crystal is an assembly of 3n particles which can vibrate along one dimension. Okay, so this simple assumption will give us the average energy of the crystal. If we multiply, here we have calculated the energy for one dimensional quantum harmonic oscillator. Okay, and if we multiply this energy by 3n, then we will get the energy of the crystal. This will be equal to 3n times of the energy associated with one dimension. This is the average energy. So class, here you will get 3n into this much factor. So here it is h nu into half, and then plus 1 by e raised to power h nu by kt minus of 1, bracket close. So this is the final result for the energy. Okay class, this is the energy of the crystal. Okay class, now we are to find the specific heat capacity at constant volume. Okay, so what will be the result for that? So here specific heat capacity at constant volume, that is Cv, it will be equal to the internal energy, that is curly E, this is E, by curly T at constant volume. Now see, we have specific heat capacity at constant volume this much. Okay, so Cv from here, you see, this is equal to 3nh nu, and this is constant, its differentiation will be 0. I am writing it here, 0 for half, and then you have this. Okay, the differentiation of 1 by x, you know, d by dx of 1 by x, this is minus 1 by x square. So I will make use of this thing. So here will be minus sign, negative sign is here, and e raised to power h nu by kt minus 1 raised to power 2. Okay, so this is the thing. Now this factor is also a function of x. So here you will get e raised to power h nu, e raised to power h nu by kt, and now you will differentiate the power also. So here one more factor will be d by dx of h nu by kt. So class, you will see here, if you solve this factor, then we will get, let me clear this space, and this is the specific heat. So the specific heat at constant volume, this is equal to 3n h nu into, this is 0, okay, and minus sign is here, and the differentiation of this factor, you will see the differentiation of this factor d by dx of h nu by kt, this is equal to minus h nu by k into t square. So this is the thing. So I will put this value directly here. Okay, and you see here, here is negative sign and this is negative, so it will be minus minus plus. Okay, so here you have e raised to power h nu by kt. Okay, and then this factor, that is h nu by kt square, I am writing here, into this factor, that is e raised to power h nu by kt minus 1. So this is the final result. So here, if you clear it, then you will see here will be 2, you have seen, and now I will do some changes here. It is 3n. Okay class, and you see h nu and h nu, I can write it h nu square, then I have kt, t square is there, so I can put it inside the square bracket, and here k raised to power 1 is there. So if I write here k, then I have 2k here also. Okay, so this is 3nk. Okay, so this is a kind of adjustment here in the equation, e raised to power then h nu by kt divided by e raised to power h nu by kt, and then minus 1 and square of the whole bracket. So class, this is specific heat capacity at constant volume. Okay, now we will define a parameter, that is Einstein temperature. Okay, so here let the Einstein temperature h nu divided by T, this is equal to theta I, okay, or simply this theta E. Okay class, then see what will be this equation. Okay, this is, so class, this is, I am taking it, this is K, not T. Okay, because this is temperature. Okay, so if you take it temperature, see, let me go with temperature, then it will be dimensionally incorrect. Okay, see here the dimensions are for energy, and if you take this here, this is also temperature. I am saying that, then it is dimensionally correct, incorrect. So you have to be present mentally. So here I have to take Boltzmann constant, because you know that h nu and kt, this equation is dimensionally correct. So this is the thing. So here this parameter, this is Einstein's temperature, and I will define its physical meaning later on. So if we make this adjustment, then you will see the CV, this will be equal to, and one more thing I am changing here is that the number of, and let h nu by k, this is Einstein temperature theta E, and the number of particle, this is equal to Na, that is Avogadro number. Okay, so class, if you take n equal to Avogadro number, then this specific heat capacity will become molar heat capacity. So here, because the number of particle in 1 mole gram of the crystal will be equal to Avogadro number. So here it will change into now molar heat capacity, and this will be CV equal to, make changes here, it is 3 into Boltzmann constant, that is K, okay, and then Avogadro number Na, I have changed it, and h nu by k, this is theta E, okay class. So here this is theta E divided by the temperature square, okay, and then e raised to power h nu by kt. Let me clear this space. ठीक है. So this h nu by kt, this is again we are to put its value, that is theta E, and divided by, in the denominator here also h nu by k, this is theta E, Einstein temperature. So here e raised to power theta E by t and -1 square. So this is the final result class, and now we will see that in the first classical theory we have two temperature ranges, high and low, and this is the thing, and the graph I have cleared that, and it is like this. Again I am drawing in some rough way to have the idea. This is like this. So here in the high temperature range, this was equal to 3R, and in the lower ranges the classical theory fails to describe the behavior. So here we will take the two special cases for this CV. So class C, now we will discuss it in high temperature range. Okay class. So high temperature, we will assume the range where the temperature is greater than Einstein's temperature. Okay, so if we rearrange this, then it looks like 1 is very large than theta E by T. Okay, 1 is very large than theta E by T, mean to say this factor is less than 1. Okay, and if it is less than 1, then its square, its cube will be even less. So we can neglect the higher powers here. Okay class, so here we will neglect the higher order term, and we are left with this relation only. I have expanded here e raised to power x equal to 1 plus x plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial. So this is how you can expand it, and you can neglect higher order terms and you are left with this. Then we will see how this factor changes. Okay, one more change you can make here is that this is molar specific heat capacity, and this product Boltzmann constant into Na, Avogadro number, you can write here R. You can write here R. Okay, so I will take R in the further discussion. So here you see the molar specific heat capacity Cv, this is equal to 3 into R in place of K into Na, and then you have theta E divided by temperature into its square. Okay, and then here you can write e raised to power theta E by T to be this term only. Okay, so I am writing it 1 plus theta E by T and divided by, what will be this term? You see theta E raised to power theta E by T, if you expand it, and here is negative sign, so this plus will cancel there. Okay, or you can rearrange it like e raised to power theta E by T minus 1, then this is equal to theta E by T. Okay class, so I am writing it here theta E by T square. So this is the calculation. Here you will see this factor will cancel. Okay, and you are left with Cv, this is equal to, Cv is equal to 3R into 1 is here. Okay, so 3R plus 3R into this theta E by T, and here you will see this factor is very less than 1. So in this equation also you can take this factor equal to 1 only. Okay, and here in this case you will get this part is very less, so I can write that this Cv, it is approximately equal to 3R. So class, you see the Einstein's classic quantum explanation of specific heat capacity in high temperature range, theoretical explanation in high temperature range is same, that is Cv equal to 3R, which you obtain in the experimental observation. Okay class, this was also well explained by classical theory. So we can say in high temperature ranges the discrete energy spectrum, do not make significant change in molar specific heat capacity, it is still 3R. Now we see, is there any difference in lower temperature ranges or not? The quantum mechanical theory, quantum explanation given by Einstein matches with the experimental facts or not? So for that we will assume that the temperature is less than Einstein temperature. We will change this condition. So in low temperature range we will assume that temperature is less than Einstein temperature. So it means that 1 is very less than theta E by T. So class, in this case what we will do, here you see e raised to power theta E by T, it is very large than 1. So class, if it is very large than 1, then we can neglect 1 in comparison to this. So here you will see that you can neglect 1 as compared to this factor. So I will write it like Cv, this is equal to 3R into theta E by T theta e by t square, and then e raised to power theta e by t, and then we neglect 1 here and you get e raised to power theta e by t square. So class, you see here is 1 power of e raised to power theta e by t. So I can write here that CV, this is equal to 3r into theta e by t square and e raised to power minus theta e by t. So here you will see that this is the behavior of C with respect to temperature is not matching with experimental facts. Okay class, here you see that if you decrease the temperature, if you see the dependency of CV on temperature, here it depends upon 2 way, that is 1 by t square and then e raised to power minus theta e by t. Okay, from here also. So see, here temperature is very low. Oh, temperature is low. This factor is high. This factor is high as compared to 1. So this factor is high. When this is high, this will be small. So definitely, if we lower down the temperature, this factor will decrease. Side by side, simultaneously, this factor is also decreasing. So definitely CV will decrease in some range where this factor will dominate. Okay class, but see here its behavior is in 2 way for different kind of material. It is not obeying the T cube law for insulator and for metals. So here also the quantum explanation given by the Einstein is in accordance with the experimental facts in high temperature ranges, but it again fails to explain the behavior of CV in low temperature ranges. Okay class, and again the failure lies in the assumptions. He assumed that the whole crystal is vibrating in a single mode. Different modes were not considered. Again the particles are, one more wrong assumption was that the particle atom inside the crystal, those are independent. Okay, and in lattice dynamics I have told you the atoms are coupled with each other and there can be different mode of vibration. So still both things are not assumed by Einstein, and this theory cooperated only for 1 year with the great scientist, that is Einstein, and a new theory was given in 1912 by Debye, and the theory given by Einstein in 1911 that fails. So class, this is the end of the lecture. In the next lecture I will come with a new theory that is Debye theory. Okay class, thank you class.